Satori's support for attribute-based access controls is incredible. On the screen, we've shown the elegant requirements for setting this up. This is not the only way to set up ABAC support with Satori, but we consider this the best way. Step one would be to have single sign-on enabled with your provider, in this case, in the upper left, Okta, with SCIM enabled. SCIM is a provisioning protocol. Step two is that your Okta profile users have attributes, in this case on the screen, department, which equals sales. And also, your data has a column where there's a value called sales. The department name column doesn't even need to match the Okta department attribute. They can be different. It's the values that need to match. And third, you would set up and use masking rules and data filtering in Satori. So in the lower right, we have custom expression here that basically says this table should be secured using the department column, getting the value from Okta from single sign-on so that it matches. This is row-level filtering. Let's take a look at this in real time. First, let's take note that we have two users we're going to test with, SCIM5 and SCIM3. And if we go into their profile in our single sign-on provider, we can see that they have different departments assigned. One is set to support and one is set to sales. Second, we can see that in Satori, we've enabled single sign-on and SCIM support, and these two users have the correct attribute. Department equals support for SCIM5 and department equals sales for SCIM3. Now let's log in as each of these users using our favorite SQL client tool and see what the experience looks like. Here we are logged into the Okta application portal as our end user SCIM3. Let's use the Satori single sign-on app, which will take this user to the Satori data portal. From here, they can use Satori's managed credentials feature to get a name and password to then use in their database client. In this case, let's take a look at Tableau. We're connected as SCIM user 3. They were assigned department equals sales. They only get 72 rows of data. We can verify that over in Satori as the administrator by looking at the last audit entry, and we can see the most recent query triggered both masking as well as row-level security. So now let's go in as the other user. Now we're logged into Okta as SCIM5. They're assigned the support department. Again, we'll get their name and password. In Tableau, we'll edit the connection. And now that we've changed our user, this query will rerun, and now it instantly changed from sales department to support department. Finally, let's take a look at how to configure this in Satori. Back in the administrative interface, if we go find our data security policy for this example, we can see that we set up data filtering using this schema, table, and column department, triggering a custom expression. If the user who is currently logged in has an attribute called department, then let's filter on that attribute. Otherwise, they're not allowed to see any information at all. With that one single line of logic, we can now integrate all of our Okta single sign-on users with an attribute called department against actual data in your database. This is an incredible, elegant way to have attribute-based access controls with Satori. Thanks so much for watching.